They are having a problem with solar now. They want to act as if they own the sun. But they are saying they don't own the sun, they own the grid. So basically, they want everyone who depends on solar to be taken out of the grid. Why is that? Why is that? Why do they want to control solar now? So they want you to either have Eskom that fails sometimes and then don't have solar. And if you have that solar, and then they have to regulate that solar bill. They have to regulate that solar. You must register it and things like that. So you can't have solar that has nothing to do with them. They want to control everything, basically. Why? Why is that?
So
they own the network that supplies electricity to the customers.
But the energy comes from the sun. So people are asking, why? Why must I register with you when the energy is actually coming from the sun? It's not coming from you.
So, yeah, and maybe.
In today's video, I want us to talk about something very concerning that has to do with Eskom. You know, Eskom doesn't take us serious as the South African citizens, honestly. Just when we think everything is okay, everything is going according to order, no more load shedding, and things like that, Eskom just goes and do something that is going to surprise us as South Africans. But don't think in today's video I'm talking about load shedding. Now, I'm not talking about load shedding because we know they said there's some parts of South Africa where they are going to experience load shedding from time to time and things like that. But that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about today is that Eskom, when he sees that people are now trying to find solutions for themselves because some South Africans can afford to install solar in their houses. Now Eskom is attacking those people, is targeting those people. He wants those people to go and register those solars so that they can take them off the grid of Eskom, which basically means that they want each and every household that has solar to be taken out of the Eskom electricity grid so that they can just use solar. That's what I'm hearing from everything that Eskom wants to do. And my question to this is why? That is why some South Africans are now asking, Uguti, does Eskom suddenly own the sun right now? Why do we need to pay for having solar in our houses? Why do we need to register with you? Uhlangana phi wena Eskom, where do you enter? Because this solar I spent 150,000 rands and I installed this solar for my house so that when maybe we have problems with Eskom, I can use solar. Now you want to take me out of Eskom and then I must depend on solar. Why? Why can't I have both? Why can't I have Eskom and solar? You want me now to register my solar with Eskom and things like that? Why is it? Why does Eskom have a problem when people are trying to find solutions for themselves? You know, and at that other time when load shedding was a very big problem here in South Africa these previous years, Eskom said the people who are installing solar are doing a good thing because it helps reduce the load and what. They said things like that back then. It's a good thing because it helps, reduce the load because some people are using solar and things like that. Now all of a sudden they are having a problem with solar. They are having a problem with solar now. They want to act as if they own the sun. But they are saying they don't own the sun, they own the grid. So basically, they want everyone who depends on solar to be taken out of the grid. Why is that? Why is that? Why do they want to control solar now? So they want you to either have Eskom that fails sometimes and then don't have solar. And if you have that solar, and then they have to regulate that solar bill. They have to regulate that solar. You must register it and things like that. So you can't have solar that has nothing to do with them. They want to control everything, basically. Why? Why is that? Something is not right with this whole thing. Because I'm going to play a clip right now of the Eskom representative. You will hear for yourself what she has to say. And then you will tell me on the comment section down below what do you think about this whole thing. But this woman, the things that he's saying, she's saying it's legal. They are following the legal procedures because it's something that they have to do. It has to be regulated. You will hear everything that she says. But even though maybe everything that she says is correct, maybe this solar has to be regulated by Eskom too and things like that. But why? My question is why? Why should it be regulated? You know, just because it's law, you will hear what the woman says. Just because it's law to regulate it, that doesn't mean it's the correct thing. You know, this thing of thinking each and every law, there are some laws that are useless. There are some laws that don't even make sense. I mean, this solar, I bought it with my own money. And it has nothing to do with you at Eskom and your grid. It's just that I use it maybe as backup. You know, when Eskom fails, I use this thing as backup. Now you want to regulate that thing also. I must pay for that thing also. I must register it, because we know Vele, when they say you must register it, they'll end up wanting you to pay for that thing. You know, so tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about this whole thing? But this thing, man, it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't really sit well with me. Listen to this woman from Eskom and then tell me what do you think about this whole thing. But if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.
For more on this, we are joined virtually by Eskom spokesperson Daphne Mokoena. Daphne, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you here.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning, Sakina, and good morning to the viewers.
Thanks, Daphne. I mean, I suppose I'll be held accountable to viewers if I don't ask you possibly the most common question we've been asked this morning. Yeah. Do you own the sun?
We don't definitely own this one.
So why are you asking us to register
but we own the
solar systems?
But we own the network.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. So
we own the network that supplies electricity to the customers.
But the energy comes from the sun. So people are asking, why? Why must I register with you when the energy is actually coming from the sun? It's not coming from you.
So. Yeah, and maybe we just need to start by saying that as Eskom, we do support, the embedded generation or integration of renewable sources, like your rooftop solar or small-scale embedded generators. And I think we also need to confirm that we will facilitate smooth access, or connection when customers apply for such. However, Leanne, this has to be done in an orderly manner based on established rules, because there are rules that are established when customers are connecting, to the grid. Unless if a customer has a rooftop solar or a small scale embedded generator, but he's totally off the grid. So, and as a licensed electricity distributor, Eskom must adhere to these rules. And these rules are not Eskom's rules, but are NERSA's legal and statutory requirements that needs to, or that ensures that, there's safety into the network that we are looking after. Or we own and look after, or licensed to actually distribute this energy to our customers.
So let's have a look and see, perhaps from data, because I mean, I'm looking at perhaps what is now outdated data. This was about the middle of last year, and it was saying that more than half of South Africa's rooftop solar PV are not registered. Where are we at now?
Yeah. So, as I said, that maybe let me start also just to emphasize the need for customers to actually connect to ensure that they register, or those that requires to have a license ensure that they are licensed to be generators. So what we're saying is that all grid tied, small scale embedded generators, like those that have rooftop solar panels, need to comply with what we call the NRS 097 Part 2 standards to protect our staff and the public, even if they are not exporting to the network. And where we are currently, because we have, and this is not something new, that we are encouraging customers to come forward to register with us as Eskom, but it's something that has been running since 2019 and 2020. So we've been, encouraging customers. We've been on webinars, encouraging customers to come forth so that they can be registered and do, and have their connection compliant. So what we have currently, where we are sitting currently as Eskom, we've got about 1,300 customers that have registered with us. But we've got more than that or of customers that have come forward and have applied. But what we have seen is that customers do apply, but they don't come back, because of the requirements. Because one of the key requirements is that even if you are not exporting back into the grid, you need to ensure that you have a qualified engineer or technologist to ensure that whatever a system that you have installed in your yard, or that you have installed as a customer, complies with this NRS 097.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a few questions at you just because I know there's a lot. Viewers have been writing in as well. So do I have to apply before I put the panels up? And if I have put panels up, what then? Do I need an inspector to come and have a look at them to ensure that they are compliant and not deemed illegal? Talk to me about the process and where we're at.
Yeah, so it is advisable that customers must apply before they install, because then they would know what is it that is required from them in terms of having a quality supply installed. And in terms of the capacity as well, because depending on the capacity that you are installing as a customer, it will require you either to register also with NERSA or just with Eskom, or the supplier or the distributor who's licensed, that your system will be connected or grid tied to. So that is what is advisable. But we know currently that we've got customers that have already installed these systems in their properties.